current sitch, I am down aisle 5. Still haven't worked out how to flip out my camera around, but yeah, I am down aisle 5, and it is the health and well-being aisle, because I just want to let you guys know that often I get people messaging me and like, Ellie, I can't drop weight, I'm eating really healthy and I don't know what's going on. So I just want to make you all aware that I'm not saying these foods are bad. I'm just saying you need to be aware of energy content in foods. Even though they are labeled healthy, it is still really easy to overeat on them. And as we know, if we go into a surplus, that's when we'll gain weight or we won't be able to drop weight. So don't be fooled. Even though they are labeled healthy, this stuff can be pretty dense. So the number one thing I want to make you aware of, here I am, health and well-being, is let's take a product, for example, the oat slice, right? So some people might look at that and they'd be like, man, that's healthy, that's a good choice. So this is where you need to be aware of your macros, and are you being as smart with your macros as what you think? So oat slice classified as healthy, and keep in mind, I'm not saying this is bad, but at the end of the day, it's about being smart with your money macros. And say if you're having this for breakfast, will it keep you full throughout the day, and is it a protein source with it, and you know, are you blowing your carbs for later at night, and is that going to push you into a surplus? So here it is, let's have a look. Oat slice, something that's typically labeled quite healthy. Let's have a look. For one of these bad boys, shit man, butterfingers today. For one of these muesli bars is 54 grams of carbs. That's fucking huge. So if you're having one of these, and I know like an hour later after this, I would be just like freaking starving. Like there might be high nutritional benefits, but like honestly, it's in my opinion, I would not have this for breakfast because it's not just worth it. Keeping in mind, I have 2 pieces of bread every single day that are quite big, and they're 27 grams of carbs, and I have eggs and everything on them. So like it does come down to what you want to spend your money macros on, but in my opinion, not worth my freaking time. So if you think you're going on a health kick and you're going down the health and well-being aisle, just suss it first. So that's number 1, oat slice, you know, don't be fooled by the labeling. Number 2 is these protein balls, right? These like little raw treats. Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. And like, look, there are lots of nutritional benefits to raw treats. I'm not putting them down. I'm just saying a lot of gals aren't aware that they're a lot more dense than what you actually think. So let's have a look. Say for example, this one, the smushed whole, and you know what, like when I crack open a bucket of these, I could just smash the whole thing. So okay, for 3 of these tiny little protein balls, like they're small, like they're really small, is 30 grams of, oh no, for 6 balls, sorry, my fault. Whew, man, I was gonna say, for 6 little protein balls, that's 30 grams of carbs. So like, I mean, you know, like that's 2 pieces of bread. I would rather have 2 pieces of bread with eggs on it, honestly. So like it just comes down to, yeah, like in my opinion, too dense, you know what I'm saying? I personally wouldn't spend my carbs on that. So I think you kind of need to just ask yourself, are you just falling for the advertising trap of, you know, is it healthy? Are you being smart with your carbs? Start sussing the labels on things. So that's number 2, those little raw snacks, you know. All right, number 3, what was I going to do? Oh yes, muesli is number 3. So I'm still down the same aisle because a lot of these carby foods, they can actually be found down here. And look, it totally has a lot of nutritional benefits. It does. But again, dropping body fat percentage comes down to being aware of what's in it. So energy content as well. Like say for example, I have a mini magnum every single day, so I'm just accountable for that because it is a little bit higher in macros. So say for example, this one here, the fruit and seeds muesli. All right, let's check this out. For 66 grams, and that's not that much. It's 40 grams of carbs. Holy shit. That's a lot. And you know what bumps this up a lot is actually like the dried fruit and the seeds. And although like it is good to have like some nuts every single day, a lot of people overeat on them. And like I'm the same. I pump over a box of this, I'd have more than 66 grams, you know. So this is where you need to be really aware of your portions. It is easy to go over 66 grams of freaking muesli. So if you are having muesli for breakfast, that's fine, but is it going to keep you full until your next snack? Are you going to have enough carbs left for later on in the day? Personally, dried fruit and that kind of thing, it's not my thing. I don't want to use my carbs on that, and not only that, I can't stop eating it. You know, like those little like trail mixes and shit like that. While I'm here, let's do number 4. It is the fruit and nut mix. So like, look, let's keep in mind nuts are a good snack, but a lot of people just overeat on their portions on them. Let's be freaking honest. Fruit and nut mix. Keep in mind dried fruit, the carbs double when they're dried. So if you're having half like a dried peach, that's the equivalent to 1 whole peach. So this is where you have to just start being aware of energy content. And it's easy to overeat if you don't know this shit, because you're just like, it's labeled healthy, why the fuck not? But, you know, it's just advertising. So this is where you just have to be smart and just be accountable for this type of stuff, because it can be pretty dense. All right, so trail mix for 30 grams, which is not that much, by the way, is 13 grams of carbs. You know what, like 30 grams is not that much. It's just one of those things that is easy to over snack on. So yeah, just about being smart with your money macros. All right, so the oat slice, that was huge, wasn't it? Yeah, so number 1 was the oat slice. That was 50 grams of carbs for a bar. Holy moly. If you're having 2 of them every day, that's like your dinner gone, you know what I'm saying? Number 2 was the protein balls. Just start to be aware of the labels. Number 3 was muesli. Like, totally easy to blow your portions on that. Like 66 grams is 30 grams of carbs. Like that's, I would easily go over 66 grams pouring that into a bowl. So you really need to be on your portions with that if you include that in your day and if you want to spend your money macros with that. And number 4 was the trail mix. Same kind of thing. Like that stuff is super easy to overeat on. So even though these things are labeled as healthy, and what they mean by that is they have a lot of nutritional benefits, they are still very dense. So I want you guys to kind of start like not labeling foods as good and bad, still like getting your fiber up, having your veggies, that kind of thing, but understanding that some things are labeled healthy you can still overeat on, all right, and that can still put you into a surplus, which is, you know, most likely why you're not dropping weight, because you're not really aware of this stuff. Number 5, a healthy myth-busting food that I really want to get into is juice, right? And I actually hear this a lot. Gals are like, man, I'm having, you know, like a glass of apple juice with my breakfast. Well, that's fine. That's great. But are you aware of like how many carbs are in juice? So like here, okay. So here I have freaking apple juice. I love this stuff. I don't drink it anymore because it's just not worth it. But okay, for a serving size, which is 200 ml, is 24 grams of carbs. So if you're having 2 serves of muesli and you're then having like, that's almost like 90 grams of carbs. So if you're having over the portion size of muesli and then you're having juice with that, that's a carby breakfast. And if you're not having any protein with that, it's not going to keep you full, and you're just going to want to eat like an hour afterwards. I know that would definitely not keep me full. So I suppose my message for today, and the reason why I'm going live, is it really is just about being smart about it. Like if you like muesli and you want to have muesli, or you want to have an oat bar, or you want to have something like that because you like it and you feel like that satisfies you and you can be good with your macros for the rest of the day, that's great. But if you are just having them because you think they are healthy and they are the right choice and you're not sure why you're not dropping weight, maybe you need to look into a lot of this stuff. Personally, I'm not a fan of muesli. I'm not really a fan of dried fruit just because they are so dense. Like, you know, that juice, that's nuts. Like, that's a glass and 30 grams of carbs is gone. You're better off having just a freaking apple. You know what I mean? So I hope this really helped today.